What's up, guys? We got about 5.5 hours until Games of Future, the $1 million prize pool tournament, the biggest prize pool up to date. At least that was until MSC got announced. We got about 5.5 hours until it starts. Now, on live stream, we've covered some of this a little bit. We've done some predictions in the bracket, but we haven't actually done an official tier list or where we really think everyone is going to fall. I'm tired. I got to wake up in like 5.5 hours to do the watch party. Don't forget to tune in. If you see this video, I've already got the live scheduled. But yeah, we're gonna run this. We're gonna push out content because I've been hungry lately and I've been trying to grind for you guys. So we're not gonna waste any more time. Let's just jump right into it. We got a lot of teams and we're gonna tier them out and do a little bit of a breakdown on these teams as well. So up front, we've got Burn X Flash. Now Burn X Flash consists of ATM in the EXP lane, Rindo in the jungle, KelvJ in the mid lane, Owl in the gold lane, and Miko as roam. Now, bringing in Rindo and Owl, those are the real hot takes here. Owl, formerly on Blacklist, Rindo, formerly on Blacklist. The question on my mind, though, is this really going to be the big difference? Burn X Flash has been a decent team. They've grown a lot over the past year, I feel like a lot. If you look back at M4, they were not the greatest team. Then we saw them in MSC. They did really good. Moving forward, it just seems like they've grown a lot. Now we're adding this into the mix. Maybe add some more discipline to them. Maybe add a little bit of flavor to them. I think they can be a strong team. Do I think they're going to make it all? That is definitely a question. We may move them, but for now, I kind of feel like they have to be, they're somewhere between B and A. We're going to stick them in B for now. Fireflex Esports. Fireflex Esports roster has not changed at all pretty much in the past year since M4, I think. I'm almost positive it hasn't changed at all since M4. It definitely hasn't changed since M5. It consists of Alien in the XP, TNZ in the jungle, Rosa in the mid, Sunshine as gold, and Apex 47 as roam. Now, this is a team I personally have come to adore. It is a team that I feel like has grown so much since M4. Then in M5, we have the rivalry of them up against Blacklist, which, just coincidence, they're going to be up against them again in the group stage for this event, which is probably one of the most hyped matches in my eyes because it's this cross-regional rivalry that is just growing more and more. And it just so happens that they always get pitted against each other. And the players do have a lot of respect for each other overall, so it just makes it even more interesting. But enough of that. Fireflex Esports has grown a bunch. I think they could possibly be contenders in this. I think they're fresh off the press from M5. I think they've probably been playing like hell ever since they heard about the $1 million prize, but knowing that they were going to be invited to this. Then we have MSC coming up later. I think they are an A-tier team, and I think we got to keep our eyes peeled for them right now. Now, just a quick note, some of these teams we don't have too much information on. For me, this is one of them, S2G Esports. I mean, there's literally not even a page on them, really. There's pretty much nothing we got about them. We know they came from the Turkey Championship Season 3. I don't know what they placed. I could look it up, I'm sorry, but I have not. I know that them coming from Turkey, I'm guessing they were the second place team. Let's check it out real fast. I'm guessing they were the second place team. No information on MTC Turkey. Season 3. See, stuff like this makes it kind of tough because it's hard to keep up. We know Fireflux, Chaos, S2G. It's like a lot of this stuff is just getting added in here because Turkey really wasn't a region that was on the map overall. But honestly, the people that I do know that have watched have said that Fireflux are kind of the dominators in their region. And a lot of the other teams don't seem to hold a light to them. So just on a basis of not knowing too much about them, and I don't know. Honestly, we're going to put in C tier here. Maybe even D tier, honestly. Maybe they upset me, but I'm going to make the call. I don't really think they make it out of groups. After that, Burmese Ghouls. Burmese Ghouls consists of Nico, Stitch, and Blink. Those are faces that we know. But the new faces getting added are D-Lar and Sasa. The question on my mind is D-Lar has not really played in a while, man. He got brought over to Indo and then pretty much benched immediately and just has been off the map. I'm honestly, because I heard he was like taking modeling gigs and stuff. I heard he was doing pretty well for himself. I'm surprised he honestly came back to the game, but maybe there was a good offer here. Maybe he's been hungry to play and he finally got out of the previous contract. Does this make Burmese Ghouls a threat, though? Does 2 months of being with them, have they built synergy? Are they a team that can even make it out of groups here? It is definitely a tough question. They're going to be up against Deucevol, RQ Hoshi, and Team Lilgun. I think they're a good team. Man, this is actually a tough one because really what it comes down to for me is Lilgun and Burmese Ghouls not making out a group, and which one do I think is going to lose to the other here? I think just off experience, you know what? I'm putting them in C tier. I'm putting them in C tier, and that's life. Whatever. Put them in C tier because I think Little Gun right now is hungry, and we can actually jump into Little Gun since we're already talking about that now. Little Gun is a team that there was a lot of hype about an M5, and honestly, they kind of came up short. Even though, if you really think about it, they completely dominated Wildcard, which for a region, for a new team like them, a new region like them, it's still pretty huge to dominate Wildcard like that. And then they came in, they played okay in the group stage, but still were unable to make it onto the main playoffs bracket at M5. But I think we still have a lot coming from this team. I think the major thing they have going for them is that they're the same exact roster. They're the same exact roster, and that alone I think can speak volumes, and it shows that they don't have to worry about synergy issues. All they really need to worry about is mechanics, micro mechanics, and macro mechanics. And if they've been doing that, I think they could definitely be the dark horse of the event. I think they could definitely be a team that surprises a lot of us and maybe does big, big things. After that is Twisted Minds. Now, Twisted Minds seems like a team that no one really knows about until you actually look at the roster, and it consists of Mike Sama, which I don't know Mike Sama, but he is a Filipino player. There's no information on him really, at least from my end, but still he does have a Filipino flag for him. Maybe he lives in Saudi and just plays for the team, but either way, everyone else on the team is familiar. We have Leo, we have Cuffin, we have Sano, and Maro. Now, Leo and Maro were both players from Occupied Thrones back in M4 and back in IESF. They did pretty well when they were on Occupied Thrones. Occupied Thrones is kind of a dark horse of M4. We know these players are experienced on the world stage. We know they're ready. They're comfortable. And same thing with Cuffin and Sano. They were triple esports players from M5. So nothing about this team is new to us. The only thing we want to see that's new to us is if they can actually prove themselves this time. They do have not the worst group, I think. Let me see again. They don't have the worst group. I think it's definitely possible for them to make it out of group. I definitely think I put them above S2G. And pretty much B, I think anything above B is going to be you're making it out of group stage. And I think they do make it out of group because S2G is in their group, Homeboys and APBREN. I don't think they beat Homeboys or APBREN, but I do think they can come out on top against S2G. And I think they can at least secure themselves a kind of a B slot here. I don't think we're really going to use D tier. I think we're just going to delete row. Does not make it out. Makes it out of groups. Does not make it out. Boom. Okay. We fixed it. I like this. I like this much better now. Now, after that, we have Nightmare Esports, which it's them. In their group, it's Blacklist, Fireflex, Nightmare Esports, and RCC. Now, honestly, I would not put them too high on my tier list, but I do think, you know what? No, I'm going to give it to RCC. I don't think they make it out of groups. I don't think they make it out of groups. I think because I think RCC ends up making it, and we saw Nightmare Esports in wild card, and they didn't really perform anything. There wasn't anything that special to them. At least in my eyes, there wasn't anything crazy about them. They were just another wild card team, and nothing has really changed for them. They haven't so maybe we'll see. They could surprise me. Hopefully they do, but yeah. But when I look at RCC, it's another man, this is actually tough because RCC also doesn't have a whole lot going for it. They do have Troublemaker and Castle, which were players on Umbrella Squad in the wild card. We did see a crazy Gushin play from Troublemaker. He was the first one to debut Gushin on the M5 World Stage, and he actually did very well with it. Maybe just based on the fact that I remember some of these players more than Nightmare, that they left a bit more of an impact on my mind, that they do seem to have some vigilance, some wow factor to them. Maybe they can pull off the win here. So I think we're going to put RCC and makes it out of groups. I don't think they move that much farther than that, though. After that, we have BLACKLIST International. Now, BLACKLIST International, I think everyone's eyes are saying, they got a roster change. They already lost V-Wise last year. They already lost Ren. Now they don't have Rennie J playing, but here we go, man. I've doubted BLACKLIST so many times, guys. I've doubted them so many times. Every MPL playoffs for the past 3 or 4 playoffs, I've been like, nah, they're not going to make it this year. And what do they do every time? They at least get second place. What do they do at Worlds every time? They secure top 3 times in a row with different rosters, with different players. And what it goes to show is that BLACKLIST International has great management. They're just an org that is not to be messed with. I think they could put randos on this team and turn them into monsters. So for that, BLACKLIST in my eyes is definitely going in S tier. Haji, he's going to be on roam. It's not like we haven't seen Haji roam before. He's played aggressive tanks before. He's played well before. Him and Venus used to swap around. So it's not like Haji doesn't have what it takes. They're going to have Oheb back in gold, Yue, Sensui, and Edward. I think this is a team to be reckoned with here. And until somebody proves them wrong, I can never count out BLACKLIST. Homeboys. I saw Mirko's tier list, and he had Homeboys pretty high. He had Homeboys pretty high. I think he had Homeboys almost an S or something. He had him an A+. For me, I don't know, man. They got Nets from PH Philippines on the team. They got Udil. Homeboys keeps doing, we always have these high hopes. Homeboys is the opposite of BLACKLIST because we have these super high hopes for them, but then they whiff. So it's tough. So until they prove me wrong, I cannot put them that high on the list, man. For me, they're bottom of A tier currently. We'll see. Maybe I'll put them higher, but for now, I think they're bottom of A tier. I hope that they prove me wrong. I want to see Malaysia do very well. I would love to see Malaysia get a second place take or something like that, But they got to actually do it before. They got to get the numbers before I can put them somewhere like that. Flash Esports. Flash Esports. Diablo, Hades from Geek, Curtizi, Vanix, JPL. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't have that much on Flash Esports. They also, I don't think, did they make it out of groups on an M5? 9th to 12th. So they did actually make it out of groups. They did actually make it out of groups. I was trying to remember. Knockout stage. No, they did not make it out of groups. Never mind. They got 3rd place in their group. Still, I don't know. I don't. What group are they in here? Let's wait 1 second, guys. Wait 1 second. What group are they in Digital Games? Team Flash. Group stage. ONIC, Keep Best Gaming, BurnX Flash, Team Flash. Oof. I don't think they make it. I think BurnX Flash actually gets the dub, gets the 3rd place in that group. Actually, no, yeah, they make it out of groups. They make it out of groups because I don't think KBG makes it out of groups. They got Keep Best Gaming on there. They're good. And we'll talk about Keep Best Gaming next because The China team, the region that everyone has been worried about, still needs some time, I think. They pick up ZX1, which is an old Singapore player. Supposedly from like season 3 or something, big fanny player, which yes, he might bring some knowledge, he might bring some help, but I don't know if he's going to be the thing that tips the tables for this team. I think he will set he'll set the foundation for the rest of the year maybe. He will kind of get these guys in the zone of Mobile Legends. You know, he'll kind of get these guys in the zone of where they need to be if they want to really compete on the competitive scene. But the thing is I think Keep Best Gaming is still going to need time to build, you know, some of the basic not the basic fundamentals, but real macro mechanics, real micro mechanics, really get themselves in a place where they feel comfortable in the land of Dawn, not any other MOBA that maybe they played in the past. Because it doesn't matter how good you are at MOBAs overall, it's still a slightly different game, slightly different mechanics, slightly different maps, slightly different opponents, slightly different meta, and those are the things that it takes a bit to get used to. So, personally, I don't think KBG is going to make it out of groups here. APBREN, what else do we got to say? World Championships, same exact roster. Flap Teasy, Kyle Teasy, Few, Marco Ogwin. Definitely favorites to be first placed here. Definitely favorites. Hopefully they're not like cursed after winning M5 or anything. Hopefully they have been practicing and playing. I think normally it's very common for teams not to win the season after they win the M Series or anything like that. But I think a lot of teams get kind of like the ego goes up, maybe practice slows down. But here's the thing about this year. We have $1 million tournament and we have a $3 million tournament. I don't think any of these players are taking a break. And maybe that could be bad. Maybe it could be good. I don't know. The only thing we have to worry about here is that coach. Why am I blanking out right now? Why am I blanking out? Coach Aldo, their coach, Coach Aldi, and Ducky will not be with them. Or Coach Aldi will not be with them. CEO, technical coach, team manager is coach. Wait, what am I saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? Coach Vren will be moving. And it has them down with Coach Pandora. No, Pandora is their coach, right? How long has he been their coach? Anyways, no, it's... I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like their coach changed. I could be completely wrong. Anyways, doesn't really matter. I still think these guys are favorites. After that, ONIC. I am going to put ONIC in front of BLACKLIST here. I think they're still a team that is going to be hungry. They're just coming off of a loss. This is a chance to redeem themselves. This is a chance to do something huge, take the biggest prize pool to date. I mean, this is a big tournament, I think, for everybody, and ONIC is only going to come back hungrier after their loss in M5. I think there's a high chance they could go for this. I do still, just because APBREN won last Worlds, I got to put them above ONIC, but still, I think ONIC is going to be hungry here. RQ Hoshi. Now, RQ Hoshi is a wild card, man. We got Banana, we got a Rad, we got Clay, we got Skylar, we got Brusco. Now, I was kind of excited when I heard a Rad went to RQ Hoshi because for a Filipino jungler, he has some of those assassin picks. He has some of those. He can be a little aggressive when he was on RSG. When he debuted, people were excited about it. And I think he'll fit well with some of the Indonesian play style of kind of sporadic and aggressive. But he'll also bring the patience of the Philippines with him, the discipline of the Philippines with him, and help maybe relay that on to the rest of the team. And what do you got there? You have a nice combination, I feel like, for RQ Hoshi. Now, if they have had the time to build the synergy, to build the communication, I think RQ Hoshi can do big things in this. I think there's big opportunity. They also have the new coach. Yes, there's been word that they haven't been doing well in scrims, but I don't care. Scrims don't mean crap. I hear all the time APBREN didn't do that great in scrims. They still won M5. I hear all the time that this team doesn't do well in scrims. I hear that NA does great in scrims sometimes, but look how well we freaking did. Anyways, scrims don't mean crap. And I think RQ Hoshi might just surprise this year. I think they, honestly, I almost want to put them in S tier. I almost want to put them in S tier. Yeah. We're going to keep him an A just because it's still kind of a wild card. Deuce Vault. Deuce Vault. Now, out of respect, we kind of have to put Deuce Vault here, right? This is going to be, what's great about this is this run happens directly after M5, after their magical run in M5. And this is going to kind of be the tester of like, was it a fluke? Do they really still got what it takes? Can they really be a top competitor in the Mlbb ecosystem, right? Was M5 just a lucky run? Did they play out of their minds? They have lost one player. We no longer have Carvey in the gold lane. We have Hiko coming in, which that's kind of sad. But honestly, when I think about M5, Carvey was a great player, but the players that really stood out to me were Sunset Lover, Sawo, even Magister played pretty well. Kid Bomba, like I think his personality stuck out, and he did have some good plays, but really Sunset Lover was probably one of my MVPs of the team. He had some crazy base, some 1v3, 1v2 base defenses, really able to just make plays happen. And then Sawo with the Diggy. We know this team can get a little crazy. They also don't have their Filipino coach, I don't think, that they had before. I can't remember who it was. So we'll see if they can do another crazy run. If they can do, I think it really cements Deuce Vault as a top worldwide team. So we're going to stick them at the top A because I'm going to be honest, I am still questioning in it. Like, I think they're strong, but I'm also wondering what's their consistency with that strength? Can they continue to do it? So there's maybe up here, there's somewhere around this level. I don't know if any of this is actually a particular order for A tier, but this is what we got. This is how I'm feeling about it. This is what I see. Here's my tier list. If you guys have any questions, if you don't agree, if you do agree, feel free to leave it in the comments. You're allowed to have your opinions, just like I'm allowed to have mine. Please don't hate me. And make sure you guys tune in just a few hours because we'll be going live watching the games of future. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys next time.